Hi everyone and welcome to Serendipity. My name is Saren and I'm your host, and you're listening to a channel where the conversation, discussion, and questioning we confront the constructs of our world and in the end create our own serendipity. Without further ado, let's get into this episode. I want to start by saying thank you guys for getting me to 300 subscribers, because really I've not been any type of consistent. I only have 3 videos and they all were like months and months apart, so I'm hoping to get more consistent. But I want to thank you for watching those videos, for liking them, for engaging in the comments, for subscribing. I do want to say this in front of all of my videos that I have no answers, just ideas. So it's really important to me that this is a conversation. So if you disagree or agree or aren't sure or you're just learning, go ahead and comment what you feel. I appreciate it and I love it. So let me address the fact that I've been gone for over a month. So when I posted my last video, I was like, okay, I'm gonna post every week at least. Like, that was my goal. I'm gonna post weekly. But I didn't end up doing that, and I want to say sorry. But what happened was I ended up moving into college, which it really never seemed like that would happen because of the way my school worked. But I did end up moving into college, so I didn't really have time. And then I got here and I'm shy, I'm shy of filming in front of people. So if this video is off, that's why. But anyways, yeah, so I didn't film for a while, but I'm back and I'm gonna try to film more regularly, but I'm not gonna stick to any type of posting schedule because of the fact that I know myself and school comes first. So today we're doing a pretty chill conversation. Like, I think my last 2 videos I really got into like heavy theory, not heavy, but we got more into theory. I was reading articles, I was putting quotes, all that. But today I'm not gonna do that. I just want to talk, give feelings, and if you have feelings that are similar or different, whatever, I want you to put them in the comments because I would really appreciate that. And as I said, I love conversation. So what we're talking about is a range of issues. We're going to be talking about misogynoir, we're going to be talking about black girl luxury, natural hair, and we're going to try to do this quickly because we don't have all day and the sun's going out. But yeah, so let's start by talking about misogynoir. In my last 2 videos, I talked a lot about beauty and the issue of insecurity and how that affects people who are deemed ugly. I also got into the issue of how when people are deemed ugly, it's almost as if they are deemed the other. So they're given the position of, it's okay to treat you like nothing. It's okay to treat you badly. So we got into that a little bit in those 2 videos. The last one I talked a lot about insecurity and how we need to run towards a politic of insecurity. So I thought it would be fitting to get into misogynoir because I think beauty and ugliness really tie into a lot of the issues we talk about with black women. So we're going to start by defining what misogynoir is because I think it's a relatively new topic, and I think a lot of times we take the sound but we don't really dig into what it really is. So misogynoir is a relatively new word. It was coined by Moya Bailey. I think it's Dr. Moya Bailey now. Yeah, Dr. Moya Bailey. And she coined this word way back in like 2011 when she was at Spelman. I said way back. That's not that long ago. But yeah, when she was at Spelman, she coined this word to really refer to the struggles of black women in pop culture. So rap culture, issues like that. That's what she coined the word for. And what misogynoir is a mix of misogyny and anti-blackness, and you can see that with misogynoir. So when we talk about misogynoir, we're talking about misogyny at the intersection of anti-blackness, and what I really love about this term is that it's all-encompassing. So it addresses misogynoir that is experienced by trans black women, by non-binary but women presenting people, by girls, by all. It just gets into all the nooks and crannies of what black women go through. So when we're talking about misogynoir in this video, we're going to be talking about the specific experience of black women or misogynoir affected individuals, and we're going to be getting into how that affects the way we kind of perceive our world. And I really want to give my point of view on some topics that I've seen around. So we're going to start by talking about the black girl luxury movement and how there's a huge, discourse around this. So I first heard about the discourse around the black girl luxury movement way back in it was like June. And I'll try to find the TikTok, but essentially it was this one girl and she was talking about how she has an issue, not an issue with the Black girl luxury movement, but the reason why it rubs her the wrong way is that it was creating this idea that, okay, Black girls can have these good things that are luxurious and make them happy. They can have plane rides and trips and nice clothes and designer and whatever, but there was no push for Black women to experience luxury all encompassing, like in their everyday lives. So there was no push for Black women to not have to worry about police brutality or to worry about healthcare mistreatment. So she was saying that she had a problem with the way Black girl luxury was kind of like a capitalist ploy because it wasn't really trying to improve the condition of Black women. And she got dragged on Twitter, let me just say that. I remember seeing that tweet everywhere and people were like, oh, y'all are just too focused on liberation and not everybody's trying to fight this, yada 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 yada, all that. So the critique to what she said that a lot of people were talking about was that why would you have an issue with some people trying to make even the smallest bit of joy in their lives, and why does it always have to be like liberation? Why can't it just be, okay, I want to have a good day and that's it? So there's two sides to that argument, and over again I see this conversation come up. And I've always been on the fence of this because for me, when I understand the experience as a Black girl of all these things, I feel like too often there's this superwoman trope that's put onto Black women where it's like, oh, you have to liberate everyone else around you and yourself last. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I understand why we say that because you do liberate from the bottom up. But at the same time, why is it that we can't desire peace for Black women? Why does it always have to be this framework of, oh, y'all gotta lead this, y'all gotta, put yourself out there, put your body in the way, y'all gotta be the shield and the healer and the authority? So that's one end of my mind where I'm like, I don't understand, I don't like that. But the other end is where I'm like, yes, 100%. Like, as a Black woman, my desire is not designer, it's not to be rich, it's not to be quote unquote successful or to be married, it's peace and liberation. So trips are cool and all, but that's not what I define as my version of luxury. So I'm at this weird fence where I'm like, oh, well, I agree because I think Black women deserve peace in that sometimes we should be able to chill and like go on vacation. But on the other end, I'm like, is this truly a valuable quote unquote movement in the way that it's not really doing anything for my liberation? And I think that's what I see a lot of people talking about because it's almost like there's 5 different definitions of luxury. On one end, it's like, okay, luxury is nice things, it's a watch, it's a car, it's whatever. But on the other end, luxury is like peace, it's livelihood, it's material condition. And I feel like that distinction is very different. Like, if I'm saying luxury is just things I can buy, things I can create for myself, that's so much different than luxury that is completely out of my control. Like, I can't control whether I'm free. That's something that is very much out of my control. So having those different definitions is creating a huge rift. Not rift, but like, I think that's the only thing that's really creating conversation. So it's interesting to see. But what's even more interesting to me is like the type of Black women that we see portrayed in this role, because it kind of reminds me of, the girl boss, girl power movement of like, I don't know, the 2010s. That's when I was like really young, and that was something that I was all for. Like, I remember when Tampax put out that one commercial, it was like run like a girl, and they were like, oh, girls, there were girls and they were like fake running and they were looking dumb, but then there's that one girl and she was like, oh, I'm gonna run normal, and they were like, yeah, girl power, whatever. I feel like it reminds me of that because what we're seeing is this shallow, it's almost like a shallow type of portrayal of what Black women, not what Black women should aspire to, but like what a movement should be, like what the goal is. And it happens over and over and over again. I think overall, in my point of view, I don't think it's an issue. I don't think the Black girl luxury movement is an issue. I think it's nice that Black women could aspire to this aesthetic or want to look good in this way. I think the way it has to be represented is that it has to be understood that this is not like a movement for liberation, and it's also not a movement for all Black women, because when you're talking about luxury, somebody can't have luxury. Like, that's what makes it luxurious. Like, when they were talking about the Birkin bags and they were saying, oh, everybody want a Birkin bag now, like, yeah, if everybody has it, it's not luxury anymore. So at the end of the day, we have to recognize that this movement is not only not for everyone, but to exist, somebody has to be at the bottom. So if we're gonna take the black girl luxury movement as it is, I think that those are things that have to be acknowledged. But we can't deny that it's nice to like be on vacation on a yacht in Dubai or whatever. We can't deny those things. So I'm gonna end this video here because this was a short girl talk and the camera's going down, or no, the sun's going down. But thank you so much for watching. I'll try to post in at least the next 2 weeks. At least the next 2 weeks. Make sure you subscribe. Follow the Instagram. It's in the comments. And I'll see y'all next week. Oh.